To sum up then, you've made a political choice to plunge 1.3 million people, including 500,000 children, into absolute poverty. On the figures we have now, that is what you've chosen to do in your spring statement.
No, what I've chosen to do is ameliorate, on average, a third of the impact on living standards from forces that are clearly outside of my control, global in nature. We've come up with a package that is progressive in the way it's been designed, and crucially will not add to the inflationary pressures in a significant way, which would harm the very people that we care about and want to make sure that we do care for, and have put in place specific support to help them. Now, I totally accept you might have preferred to say, well, I would rather not cut taxes on 30 million working people.
Don't put words into my mouth.
No, but you said it's choice, right? So there's, and as the chair said, so
I'm asking about
there's a choice that
choice.
People can make within a constraint of how much is a responsible amount to borrow.
What I'm trying to do,
I'm comfortable with the
Chancellor,
choices that I've made are the right ones for the country.
What I'm trying to do is tease out your choices. I don't want you to speculate on what mine might have been. The issue here is that we've got people on fixed rates of income that are going to suffer very, very badly in the next period, whatever happens in October. For example, a single person caring for their parent whose main source of income is their carer's allowance of £67 a week. They're not going to be able to accommodate a huge trebled, quadrupled energy bill, are they? You've not helped them.
Well, we've announced £9 billion worth of support in February to help people with energy bills.
Social security benefits.
Well, could I just answer the question?
By £12 billion in real terms, a minus 5% real terms cut in welfare and social security benefits doesn't seem the best way of approaching this vicious increase in the cost of living for those people on the lowest levels of income, fixed income.
So, again, we've just announced £9 billion worth of support to help people with energy bills. That is worth about half of the increase in the price cap in April. It will disproportionately benefit those on lowest incomes with smaller energy bills, and it's been clear that that's what it will do. We also thought very hard about those people with prepayment meters to make sure that the support we've designed will equally benefit them, and have been careful about that, and the Department for Business are working through the implementation of that. I'm very mindful of the impact on people in difficult circumstances or on low incomes, which is why I'm pleased that our policies are helping them. So if you take a single mother, for example, who's working full-time on the national living wage with in rented accommodation, that mum is going to be £1,600 better off, £1,600 better off as a result of the changes we have made on taxes and national living wage over the last few months and what we've announced last week. So that's putting significant money into the pockets of someone like that, who of course I know needs our support. But to your broader point, there are choices, and what I'm trying to balance between is what is a responsible amount of borrowing at a time when there's enormous uncertainty in the outlook. The risks are skewed to the upside, or the downside rather, but upside on inflation and interest rates, and within that constraint, how best to target the support. Now, you may say you would be happy, not you, or one may say if they don't like my choices, they would be happy to borrow a lot more. That's just not something that I think is responsible or sensible. I think it has the risk of stoking inflationary pressure, and I don't think it's the right long-term thing to do for the country. I think we need to be responsible with borrowing. I think we need to be getting debt down and borrowing under control. So that provides for me a constraint as to what is possible, and then there's a choice about where to target that support. And I appreciate people may have wanted to do more on welfare, less to cut taxes to people in work. Other people may have chosen to borrow lots more. Those are not the choices that I would be comfortable with.
You've increased tax.